What's up, guys? Johnny Chase here. Long time no see. I basically making this video today to kind of give an update as to what's happening here on the channel. Why you haven't seen a new video in probably 3 or 4 weeks now. Basically, my own personal and mental health. That's pretty much the crux of what's going on here. So, first off, let me explain. Situation on the channel. Situation on the channel is it's kind of on a little bit of a, I want to say, creative hiatus. The last little bit. Melanie and I have decided to end the Couples Cast series. We attempted some recordings maybe a couple weeks ago, and Melanie just was not into it. We kind of stopped in the middle, and she feels, as well as I do, we're kind of creatively drained with that series of just playing, and Melanie feels a little bit too much pressure to perform. And as someone who is primarily a PC gamer, not really a console gamer, it's kind of difficult to when, you know, I'll blitz through a game and she still can't grasp the concept of holding a controller for maximum efficiency to get through a game, because, like I said, she's grew up a PC gamer. So I think we just decided it's probably best to just kind of let it go where it was. Pokemon, unfortunately, will not be continued. We actually went through 2 hours of recording through a new setup, and that didn't work out. So, and Uncharted, we had 5 parts already in the can, and 2 of them got lost in the great transfer of the summer. So Melanie feels more comfortable, though, streaming. So that's where she's going to lay her focus in, either continuing her Pokemon Yellow playthrough, or even doing creative stuff, because she's back in the drawing now. Myself, this channel will be back on focus for achievement horror and scripted videos, as I feel that the Let's Plays kind of got in the way of that. And I may do my own individual Let's Plays for the channel. I haven't decided yet, because I've actually started streaming a lot more now that I'm on a consistent schedule basis, which we'll get into here in a bit. But I stream now on my Twitch and Hitbox relatively every weekday night, around 9 o'clock Eastern. I'll stream for a couple hours before I have to, head to bed, get up, and go to work the next morning. So I'll try to keep a consistent schedule on that, but as I am transitioning, everything's a little jumbled up, so most times I will be opening, most times I will be closing at the place I'm at now, but at least I'm not up until 3 in the morning anymore, unless it's by choice now, so there's some good in that. So this channel right now will be mostly focused on the scheduled stuff, achievement horror videos, and I'll do basic vlog rants. You also might not have noticed that there hasn't been a pickups video, and that's to do with my current employment, and there probably will not be a pickups video. I'm kind of getting out of the retro collecting. I'm actually starting to sell off most of my collection because, long story short, with this transition, there are a lot of debts I have to repay, and reselling these games is going to help out a little bit with it. Reselling anything that I can easily emulate, so I will, if I want to play a game on stream or for a Let's Play, it will be using an emulator. If you're anti-emulator, get the fuck off my channel. I do not want to have this argument with you, because I know there are purists out there who's like, I want the full experience on the hardware and this, and I was like, I kind of want that too, but at the same time, I'm not going to pay some douchebag reseller $1,000 for a little Samson just so I can play the real thing. Nestopia, boom, it's done. It's not like Taito's making money off of that game anymore anyway. Resellers are reaping the benefits. Anyways. The another reason to the Couples Play is going away, plus the podcast, is that nobody's watching, nobody's listening. I can barely break double digits on these videos, so that means that this is not what people want. So I have to look at it from that standpoint as well, as that if nobody's watching, why am I continuing this? This is the same reason I stopped the Total Divas reviews, is that nobody was watching. So if nobody's watching, why am I wasting my time talking to a camera and uploading it and asking for thoughts if no one's going to contribute, So There's a reason for that. So I'm going to go into now the reason for most of these changes is because of a bigger change. If some of you know, you've been following me on Twitter, I've recently transferred within the company I work for from a call center standpoint to a retail standpoint. And that's all I will say pretty much. I've been very clear that I do not want to reveal the company that I work for, barring any agreements I may have signed. Like, I'm not going to openly say who I work for. Most people who know me know who I work for. So yeah, I transitioned from the call center to the retail, and I gotta say, as far as my mental health is concerned, it has been a big change. I'm happier and way less stressed out than I have ever been. So to give a breakdown, I've been working call centers for about 13 years. Why? Because I owe a whole lot of money back to a bank for 2 years of college that amounted to nothing in the long run. Also credit card debt to help pay for other stuff, that accidents and things that happen of that nature, and car repairs over the years, which in hindsight, looking back at those repairs, I would have just sooner trashed the car and taken public transit than, and I have a couple of times, but that didn't really help anything else in the long run. So there are, with this transfer, there are some pros and cons. The cons being that I am losing quite a bit of money per month because my salary has been reduced to half, pretty much. That just means that I just have to be smarter with my money, be budgeted. That's why you're not going to see pickup videos anymore, because I'm not going out and spending money, spare money on this. I have to, start conserving stuff for bills and all that. All being an adult, people. But I mean, like, if you have the disposable income, it's disposable income, right? But at this point, I don't have disposable income anymore. If I do, and it's just coming from reselling things. So, but yeah, it came down to this. So I think some people said it best. Like, money is not the end all be all. Money doesn't buy happiness, because if it did, I would have been happy staying where I was. But the fact is, I wasn't. It just came to the point too where I'm 4 years into this company. I'm never going to. I've tried several times to move up and move out within that building to something else that's a little bit less stress free, and I couldn't do it. So it's like, okay, I have to take the personal hit on income and do this type of transfer. Otherwise, something bad's going to happen. This job that I had before caused me to have a lot of anxiety attacks, not really panic attacks, but just like, I had so many breakdowns that I would just get home, I'd sit on the bed, and I would just bawl. And I'm just like, why am I putting myself through this? And it just came to one point when I think it was the 4th or 5th time I attempted to transfer out within the building to do something else, that it was just, and I kept getting rejected. And I come to find out that I'd been there for 4 years, and someone who is part-time that's been there for 6 months got the position I deserved. And I was like, done. I'm done. Let's get out of here. And instrumental to my former boss, who really helped me, went to bat for me, and got me that position, or helped get me that position. I'm eternally grateful to you. But yeah, like, moving from that environment to this environment, I'm still dealing with our customers, but I'm dealing it in a face-to-face manner, because, like, no matter how many times someone tells you that you have to, project this type of emotion over the phone, it's hard to do that over the phone, because you don't see the person, you don't see their true emotion, you're just hearing it. And I hear so many people say it so robotically just to get their points so that they don't get fired. And that they said, it's like, oh, I said this on the call, so you can't fire me. Like, if it's not genuine, why even bother? At this job, it's so genuine. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, before I was not the type of person to, like, if I had to do something, I would just put the customer on hold and do it. I wouldn't engage and, like, banter. This, I have no choice but to banter because the stuff I'm doing is right there. I just can't tell the person, oh, I'll call you when it's done. I'm just like, I had plenty of things with cable, and I'm just like, oh, you got the WWE Network. You watched the pay-per-view tonight? Yeah? It's like, oh, man, I hope Sting's okay, and, just kind of go off that. I had an 80-year-old woman come in who wanted the specific package just to watch Raw, and she hadn't watched it in months, and I told her, I said, well, I'm really missing much. I mean, Rollins is still champion. She's like, what? I was like, oh, so it's been longer. I said, you haven't watched since Mania? I said, yeah, Rollins beat Lesnar in Reigns. She's like, oh, that little bugger. And that made me so happy a little bit, because, like, first off, I'm like, it's still real to her, damage. She still believes in kayfabe, at least. And I'm just having a genuine conversation with these people, and I love it. People get to know me on a first-name basis, and they specifically ask for me when they come back. So, like, I always pitch stuff to them. I'm like, they're like, oh, think about it. I'm like, okay, no problem. Here's my card. You want to come back and see me? I'm working most days. We'll do something. And then they come back, and it's like, another guy will walk up to him and be like, hey, can I help? It's like, oh, no, I'm going to go see Chase over there. And I'm like, that makes me happy. So, again, to reiterate, this was the main reason why I did this and why I've been kind of quieter on YouTube, is that I had to get all this squared away first, because this was seriously affecting my mental health. And the unfortunate thing is that we had a program at the center to deal with this type of stuff, and they would not listen. They would not help. And I'm like, okay, if you can't do anything for me, I have to do something on my own that's going to help me. And that's what I did. And with, all these recent shootings that have been happening in the U.S. And the sensationalization of, like, if that's a word, I'm not, if you can tell, I'm not very articulate. I try to use these words, and then I end up amalgamating words. So if I said an incorrect word and that makes you mad, I'm sorry. But it's just, I'm finding that no one is taking it. It's like, yeah, ban guns. I think there has to be stricter gun control, definitely, but also we have to look at the mental health issue, because, yeah, anyone can get a gun, but it's a certain type of person that pulls the trigger, and those type of people sometimes are not mentally stable, and we really need to help them. But yeah, like, not once in this past 3 or 4 weeks have I gotten home from work and just be, like, dreading the next day. I'm just like, I'm not, like, sitting there with my hands in my face fighting back tears. I come home and I'm just like, oh, it was a good day. I did this and this and this, and my boss farted and it was really stinky. And then I cut one back on him and, like, evacuated the room. I didn't have those moments at the center, and I do at the retail, and I'm loving every second of it. The thing is, too, is that there's no temptation to be able to leave early, because back in the center, it's like, if there's X amount of people waiting to talk to someone, like, say, like, if I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumbs for 5 minutes and no one's calling in, then they start going, oh, you can't have you doing nothing. Let's start, if you signed the thing to go home early, go home early. I would do that because I knew as soon as they started sending people home early, it'd start to get busy, and then I'd start building up stress, and I'm like, what's going on? This is no way to run a business. You don't forcibly make your customers wait like that. Anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest to you guys, and thank you guys for being so patient. I haven't seen a drop in any of my subscribers, and that means you guys are sticking around for some odd reason. In any event, I do thank you for that. Expect some videos soon. I might repost my Conker's Bad Fur Day playthrough from Hitbox, because I've got those all saved. I wanted to do my Final Fantasy II playthrough, but for some reason Hitbox was freaking out and making segments, and I don't know if those all lined it up or whatnot, so we'll just do Conquer and then be done with it. I might actually start doing local recordings on my streams now. So yeah, that's kind of the update here. As the title says, I'm still here. I'm just been away for a while. And I hope you guys stick around because I've got some great ideas coming soon for some scripted videos. And I'm going to be keeping up the live streams as well. Also, let me tack this on at the end. Because of my new switch in schedule now, I will definitely be able to do my 24-hour Extra Life live stream. We will be raising money for our team on Extra Life, the IWK Champions, and for the IWK Children's Hospital here locally in the Maritimes here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. So we're still trying to figure out incentives. I did have one where I was going to dye my hair whatever color they wanted, but due to the fact that I'm in the public eye a lot, I can't really do that. I can do the wash away stuff, like the hairspray stuff, so we can maybe buy a couple of cans of that at the local Halloween store before they leave for the season. Maybe. We can promise you streaming games. Maybe we can do like Sonic 06 for you. But yeah, so if you guys have any ideas for what we could do for incentives, like for goals, if we reach a certain donation amount, leave it down below in the comments, and we'll take it under consideration. But thank you guys so much for listening to my ramblings and allowing me to finally get this out. Because I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but I had to make sure that I was in the right place and the right state of mind before I did it. So yeah, like I said, more to come here. A couple of players unfortunately gone. The pickups videos have unfortunately gone as well, as I will no longer have the means to obtain retro video games, and most of them are going to be sold off to pay back debts that I owe, and to kind of get myself, back in the positive groove. It's happening. Like I've taken the right steps to make sure that I'm not in a place that's going to make me depressed 24/7. Place that's going to make me happy, and yeah. This is typical Chase right now. I'm just rambling at the end of these videos, not knowing how to end them. So I'll just say goodbye, not goodbye. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.